What's up, guys? Good morning. Hopefully, you're all having a good day. So, I thought I would do a video today where I gave you guys some good advice. And some important advice to if you is a pretty important advice on that front as well. So, um, my first advice, my first piece of advice for you guys today is that if there is someone that let's say you've known them for a while, you've known them for many months or it'll be a couple of years or a few years. If you know them well, if there's someone that you know well enough, and you've decided that you really like them and you think that you want to be more than just friends with that person, don't hold back. You should always try to find a way to tell that person how you really feel about them. Take whatever opportunity comes your way. Obviously, I wouldn't say ask them out, ask the girl out in public, because obviously that's not going to end well. Make sure you do it in a way that would be not embarrassing for you and not embarrassing for them as well. Obviously for me, to go back to my teenage years, there was a girl who I'd known, we've known each other for years. And I mentioned her before on my channel as well, her a couple of times. Her name's Emma. And Emma me and Emma, we'd known each other for years. We practically grew up together. And when I was a big dog, I think it was around about when I was around about 12, 13, or maybe 13, 14 years old. I knew how I felt about Emma. I knew to me it always felt like we were meant to be more than friends. It never felt like we were just meant to be friends. It felt like we were always meant to be something more than that. The thing with me is I never told her how I really felt about her because I was scared that she didn't feel the same way about me. I think that's what always put me off. That was one of those things that was always playing on my mind. Was that thought of how did she feel about how did she feel about me? Did she feel that we were meant to be more than friends, or did she feel that we were only meant to be friends, meant to be just friends? You know. I think I was always scared of asking her out and her saying no. Obviously, I was never going to do that in public because I know it would have been very embarrassing for both of us. But yeah, I've always regretted not asking her out when I had the opportunity to do that, and that's something that, in a way, has kind of always eaten me up a little bit. And I don't know why, but it's something that for some reason has been playing on my mind a little bit recently. It's something that I've been thinking about. When I saw Emma again last year, which is obviously I was working at McDonald's and she came into where I work, like seeing her again after for years, I hadn't seen her for quite a while. And I was thinking that, the feelings I once had for her weren't there anymore. But when I saw her again last year when she came into where I work, it kind of threw me a little bit, and I kind of realised that maybe I did still have some kind of feelings for her, and that those feelings that I'd once had for her had never really gone away. They were always going to be there. And I know, and obviously, there have been times, a lot of times, I sort of, thought about, how different, things might, things might have been had I actually done what I should have done and asked Emma out when I had the chance to do that, because I knew how, that's the thing that's always gotten to me, is the fact that I knew how I felt about her, but I never told her how I felt about her. I never had the confidence to do that. And that's something that I wish that I had the confidence to do, was tell her how I really felt about her. I only wish that she'd known that. you know. Um, but she was very, very special. I remember there was a time I met her where obviously I did make the mistake and I did kind of make myself look right in front of her. It's what it was this particular day. It's me and my mum used to meet up with my nan and my uncle in a shopping centre, then we used to do shopping and out on the Saturday. We was walking around the supermarket and um, I was having a conversation with my uncle about sausage meat. Don't laugh. And I finished the conversation I had with my uncle and I turned around. Now, I didn't know Emma was stood behind me at the time. Like, she completely, I think that's what it was. I think she completely, like, she caught me completely off guard. Like, I had no, I wasn't expecting to turn around and see her stood there. So what happened was I turned around and instead of saying hello Emma, as I think I still had the whole sausage meat conversation on my mind, I said hello sausage meat instead of saying hello Emma, and I realised my mistake and corrected that. I said hello Emma instead. Um, but yeah, talk about a stupid thing to do. But as I said, I think it was because I was kind of caught off guard a little bit and I didn't know that she was there. And that's the thing, like, I just turned around and she was stood there and I'm like, oh, hello, like, she caught me completely off guard. I mean, obviously, me and, like, as I said, me and Emma, we knew each other. I think the video, the thing that made me, made me know how I felt about her, and made me know how I felt about her was we'd known each other for so long. Like, it felt right to me. I'm not saying that if I'd have asked her out, we'd have still been together now, and I certainly, I'm certainly not saying that, but, I think we would have been good together. You know, the thing that I always adored about Emma back then was she was never really a judgmental person, which is kind of ironic because I feel like these days, I am certainly a judgmental person a lot of the time, and she was never like that. I think I've probably changed a lot more than she has. I remember thinking that when I saw her last year, like she hadn't really changed that much. To be honest, I thought she would, I didn't think I'd be able to recognize her, but I still can, and she's still, to be honest with you, she's still as beautiful as she was back then. Suffice to say. I mean, obviously, as I said, if you, but yeah, that piece of my advice for you guys, the crush that I had, it wasn't a silly crush, it was a serious crush. I had serious feelings for her. She's the only girl I know of that I've actually had serious feelings for. There was a girl at school, but that was never going to go anywhere. That was just a silly crush that, never needed to happen, but there you go. But yeah, if you've got feelings for somebody and you want that person to know, don't make the same mistakes I made in not telling that person how you really feel, because I think if you like a person and you know them well enough and you don't tell them how you feel, like how you feel about them, I think it's a decision that you will come to regret, because it's certainly a decision that I come to regret, not telling Emma how I felt about her when I had the chance to do that, and I had, when I had those opportunities to tell her how I felt about her, which I was never going to do in public. What I was always planning on doing was asking her to come to my house and watch a movie with me. And then I'd tell her how I felt about her from there. I was never going to do that. I was never going to ask her in public, that's for sure. So my next piece of advice for you today, for you guys today, is live life to the full and make the most of every day. If there's something that you've always wanted to do, do it. Don't let anything stop you from doing that one thing that you've always wanted to do. And make sure that you really are living your life to the full and you really are making the most of every day, because the reality of it is tomorrow. The reality of things are tomorrow is never certain. You never know what's going to happen from one day to the next. All you can do is just take each day as it comes and be thankful for each day that you get. Be thankful for all the years of life that you get, because there are some people who haven't gotten to live a very long life. You know, there are kids that have unfortunately lost their lives at a very young age. You know, due to various things. You know, and so be thankful for, and that's another thing. You should always be thankful for what you have. It's not about wishing you had something or wishing that things were different. Be thankful for how things are. Be thankful for what you have. You know, that's all I can say. Is just be thankful for what you have. And as I said, you know, really try to make the most of every day. Because when the time comes, like when you get older, you know, what you want, you know, you want to live, but you want to look back on your life and think, yeah, I did so many things in my life, and I did so, I packed so much in. You know, you want to, be proud of what you did in your life. You know, and you want to be proud of the fact that you took those opportunities. You don't when you're all like in years to come, when you're in your 80s and 90s or whatever. You don't want to be looking back at your life and thinking that your life was just many years of missed opportunities. You know, so whenever an opportunity presents itself, take that opportunity while you can. As you know, those sort of opportunities don't come around so often. So when they do come around, take them when you can. You know, live your life to the full and make the most of every single day. You know, and enjoy life as much as you can while you have the opportunity to do that. Because as I said, life is never certain. Tomorrow is never certain. Make the most, make the most of today, because tomorrow is a whole different day. And who knows what the next day is going to bring. You know, it could bring us something good, it could bring us something bad. So just make sure you live your life to the full and make the most of every single day that you have. So my next piece of advice for you guys today is love the ones that you're with, even in the hardest of times. You know, I have had to deal with some difficult times over the last couple of years. And there's one thing that has really helped me to get through those difficult times, and that is having the support from the family that I have around me. You know, I will always be grateful to have my family around me, even in the hardest of times. You know, when you're going through a difficult time, when you're dealing with something difficult, don't push your family and those closest to you away. Keep them close to you, because when you need them, they will always be there. When you need them, they'll never be far away. You don't want to keep pushing them away, because one day you might need that person and they might not be there. So always keep your family and your friends and your love and the ones that you love closest to you. Because they're there to support, they love you, they care about you, they're there to support you, and they always will be. You are not alone, and you never will be alone, because there are people around who can support you, who can help you, and who love you and care about you and will want to support you. And it's important that you keep those people close to you whenever you can. And make the most of the time that you have with them, and make the most of the time that you have with them. Because, tomorrow that person might not be there. You never know. Which kind of brings me on to my next advice. If you've had a falling out with someone, with a friend, with one of your friends, don't waste time. Patch things up and put things right. While you have the opportunity to do that. If something bad happens to one of your friends or to someone you love, you wouldn't want bad, you wouldn't want the last thing you said to them to be something bad, to be something negative. You would want to be able to know that the last thing you said to that person was something positive. You know, the way I look at it is you can fall out with someone, and that person, you know, you'd have an argument with that person would walk away and it could end up being killed in a freak accident. You know, you never know what's going to happen. So, don't hold, you know, life isn't about holding grudges against each other. Life is about, you know, if you've fallen out with someone, put things right. While you still have, it's so important to have your friends around you and to have friends there. So if you've fallen out with one of them, reach out to them and put things right. You know, whilst you still can, and while you have that time to put things right, and you have the opportunity to put things right, then do that because it's the best thing to do. You know, don't hold up any unnecessary grudges against anyone. And don't fall out with your friends over something so silly. Don't let anything silly or anything minor come between you or destroy that rock solid friendship that you have. And if something like at the end of the day, if something minor or something small is able to come between you and wreck that friendship that you have, obviously that friendship isn't as strong as you might think it is. But a strong friendship is one that remains that it doesn't let anything come between it, doesn't let anything destroy it. That is what a strong friendship is. You know, and you want to keep those friends close to you whenever close to you, and you always want to have those friends there. So as I said, if you've fallen out with one of them, make sure you put things right. So my next advice for you today, it kind of relates to something I previously mentioned in this video, and it kind of relates to what I said about living life to the full and making the most of every day. Because my next piece of advice would be to make as many memories as you can. You know, this is the thing. Like, what you want to do is life is about what life is about. Life is about making as many memories as you can. You know, it's about having so many memories that when you get older, you know, you can look back on and treasure those memories. You know, and that's why it's so important to create as many memories as you can so that you have those memories to look back on in years to come and treasure and remember and have those memories that you and look back at that you and remember fondly. You know, life is that is what life is really about. Life is about creating so many memories, you know, and there's so many memories. I feel like there's still so many memories to be made, and you guys might feel the same. You guys might think that there are so many memories that are still to be made, you know, for you guys. So why not do that? Why not make those memories while you still can? That is my advice for you guys. Make as many memories as you can while you have the opportunity to do that. So moving on. So moving on. My next piece of advice for you guys today is stay safe whilst on the internet. So there are a lot of dangerous people out there on the internet. Dangerous people that you don't want to have anything to do with. You know, if you don't accept friend, I've made this mistake of accepting friend requests from weirdos. If you are gonna accept friend requests on Facebook or any social media platform, make sure that you're only accepting friend requests from people that you know, and from family members. Don't accept any friend requests from people that you do not know, as that is a not a safe thing to do. I wouldn't say it was safe. It's never a safe idea to accept a friend request from somebody that you don't know, because that would lead to a lot of problems, and it would get you into a situation into a situation that you don't need to be in. And the best way you can avoid that is by not accepting friend requests from people that you don't know, and by only accepting friend requests from your friends, family members, and from people that you know. It's the safest thing to do. I never again will I accept a friend request from somebody that I don't know, because unfortunately I have made that mistake on multiple occasions, and I have to hold my hands up and admit that. And I don't want you guys to make that same mistake. I wouldn't want you guys to end up in a dangerous situation because you've accepted a friend request from somebody that you didn't know. So to stay safe, stay safe, then don't accept any friend requests from anyone that you don't know. If somebody you do know sends you a friend request, whether that's one of your friends, a family member, go ahead and accept that friend request. But if somebody you do not know sends you a friend request, do not accept it, as that is never a safe thing to do. Accepting friend requests from people that you don't know is can be incredibly dangerous, and it's an incredibly unsafe thing to do, and it's not something that I would advise you to do. It's something that I would advise you against doing for your safety. And that's my next piece of advice for you guys today. Is do a good deed. I feel like doing good deeds always makes me feel happy, knowing that I've done something, to help somebody else, or, done, a kind thing to someone, or I've been nice to someone, doing good deeds, it earns you a lot of respect, and it can make you feel like a really great person if you do that. So try and do as many good deeds as you can, because you will feel so much better for it. I can safely guarantee you that. So my next piece of advice for you guys today, and this is going to be my last piece of advice for you, is be grateful. Always be grateful for what you have. Don't wish that you could have this or you have this or have that. Be grateful for what you do have. Because there are a lot of people out there who probably wish that they had what you had, but don't have what you have. Don't think you're unlucky if you don't have this or you don't have that. Think of yourself as as being a very lucky person, because you have a lot of things that somebody else might not have. That's the best way of looking at it. Is that don't wish you had don't go through life always wishing that you had something that someone else has. Be grateful for what you do actually, and for what you do already have. Because there are probably a lot of people out there who can only wish to have what you have, and they don't have that. So be grateful for what you do have, and don't keep wishing that you could have something something that someone else has. It's not about, life is not about always having what somebody else has. Life is about being grateful for what you already have. And for knowing that you are a very lucky person to have what you have. Because there are some people out there who could only dream of having what you have, and could only dream of living the life that you're living. So be grateful for the life you live, for the life that you're living. Be grateful for what you have. Because the reality of the situation is The reason why I'm saying is the reason I'm saying be grateful for what you do already have is because one day everything you have would all be gone. And I think you to yourself, oh, I wish I was a lot more grateful for what I had when I had it. So make the most of what you've done. So make the most of everything that you've got whilst you've still got it. As one day it could all be gone. So treasure it while treasure the stuff the things you already have while you can. Don't always be wishing you have like you're wishing that you had something else something else that something that someone else has. That's not the way to live your life. You don't want to keep living your life wishing that you had someone or something that somebody else had. Live your life knowing, be grateful for what you have, treasure it while you still have it. And that is going to be my last pile of wisdom for you guys today. I hope I've given you guys some things to think about and some things to look at today. I hope this video, if you see this video, I hope it helps you in some way. And I hope it helps you improve your life in some way. As remembering all of these things can really help to improve your life. Remembering the advice I've given you in today's video, this is very valuable advice. And I'm not giving it, and I'm not trying to be a critical person. I am giving you all this advice because to help you in whatever way I can. I'd like to think I have helped people out by giving people this advice today. I'll see you for another video very soon. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video, everyone. Goodbye for now. Take care, and much love to you all.